So it didn't work. Nothing with Miku. Miku's just fine. No, I got the ribbons for the straps right here already cut out. No, that's fine. Don't worry about that. The buttons, though, that I had for that pair of pants I was working on, they're permanent buttons. You put them in, the tool works just fine, you know. I had to figure out how it worked, and I did a little too much the first time around, so I bent the button, but once you put them in, they stay there. They're not detachable like I thought they were. So I'm going to have to figure something else out. I already ruined a pair of pants. But with that out of the way, we're going to sew the straps now with these two cutouts. Sew this onto these two ribbons together, basically. And then we're going to sew another piece of fabric right here. Probably the stretchy blue one that I have back here. And then we're going to fold it over the black piece and sew it so you won't see the blue piece, the blue initially. And I'll just flip it inside out, and then that will allow me to make a good seam right on the end there, so you won't be able to see a bad sew. And with that being said, let's get some stitching done. Okay, so I went a little off board. Thought I'd try something also new, and I ended up sewing these stitches on, which have an interesting pattern. I thought it looked more Miku-like, you know. Not all of them are like perfect like that one, but like when you look at it from far away, I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. I didn't bring it all the way down to the end, but like that's enough, really. More than you need, actually. So, what we're going to do next is I am going to cut out the top a little bit here. And then there's a trick, because these threads at the top will tear off. If I just take a lighter and light the edge of them, they will basically melt. There is a little bit of plastic in there, I think. And I'll do the same here when I cut this side too. I'll fit it to length. And then I'll check it out on Miku, see how it looks, and go from there. Alright, so now we have this with the back, and that's going to be our padding basically. What we're going to do next, I'm going to trim it up at you a little bit right here. They look pretty. And we're going to basically fold it over. The problem with sewing it front side inward and then flipping it inside out is the fact that it's basically going to turn into a giant tube, which is going to be harder to pull inside out. So like that, right? That's not something I want to see, but it will give us that better look. So before I do that, like I said, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And we'll get to doing that. So I did run into trouble, right, with trying to turn this inside out. And I made a hook, right, out of that wire. All these close wires. And you saw how I just did that, where I made this little hook right here. I put it around, I put the wire through, hooked it around, and then pulled it all the way out. Now it's a little bit hard to get started, but once you have it, you got it. And now you have a good old-fashioned strap, which is well padded, well sewed seams, nice patterns. I'd say it's perfect. It's exactly what you want. A little bit thinner than I thought. Thought the black would kind of stick out a little bit over the edge a little bit, but that's okay because you had the blue patterns and everything like that. That's nice. That's nice. And a quick check. Let's open up one of these buckles here. So one thing I thought about doing was just a little bit thicker. The strap's going to have to be right here and right here. You're going to have one side has to be permanently fixed like distance, and the other side has like that adjustable length. I think the top side will be the adjustable length. I wanted the bottom side to do that, and I still might be able to do that, but either way it has to be like the same length. Whatever is the fixed length, whether it's top or bottom, it has to be the same. It can't be a fixed length on top and fixed length on bottom on the right and left side. Just to make it, consistent. Consistency is key. This blue as well, that's sticking out in the middle, you can still see that. So I'm thinking I might have to either cut that off or sew it up or bend it over. One of the few choices that I have. But we'll get to that. I'll do that in a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to put this buckle on. Alright, so here's the update. I got this through, and I thought about that. I could have this piece sewn to the back right here, which would leave not only a weird angle for the buckle to sit at on the strap, but also, I could also cut this. I'm not worried about the length, but it just doesn't look good. I don't like that. What I'm going to do instead, right, is I'm going to take this buckle off, and I'm thinking that I'm going to feed like a thinner strap through here and sew it in, so it goes from like the strap to like a smaller strap, a thinner strap, that actually allows for it to be fed through the buckle nicely. So I'm going to do that. I took this, cut it from side to side. I did burn it a little bit so I could, again, clear the tearing threads off it. And I folded it over the buckle piece to make it secure. And then I put that finally, as you see here, into the strap itself. So that looks pretty good. Also, future self, can you make me another one of these with the buckle, please? And if you don't mind doing the dishes. Fuck you, pass me. I did what you wanted. Here you go, right? With the buckle, as we see in both of them. Equally aligned, as you can tell. And no, I didn't do this. Got the straps done. That's where we're going to end it today. We'll sew on the bottom sides of the straps, and throw those onto MIKU tomorrow or some other day. We'll figure it out, but yeah.